Hello, winners, and here we are on Fanatic Friday. Thank you for joining Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. We are 2 days away from the NFL Conference Championships. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about and excited to do so. But before we jump into it, please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on all major platforms. And want to give a shout out to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. But let's go ahead and jump right into it, shall we, Nick?
Absolutely. Hello, winners.
All right. So, some really good games that now led to this matchup. I mean, Jaden Daniels, we've been talking about him for a while. He shocked the world, even though you were saying Washington could go in there and do it. So
Thank you.
kudos to you. But Detroit just too beat up on the defense, and they get bounced. And now you have the Commanders and Eagles part 3 for this year. They split, won one game each. That will be the first game on Sunday. At the time of this recording, Eagles are favored by 6. Let's start breaking it down. We can go in depth with these. We only got 2 games to review. So what are your thoughts about the Eagles and Commanders?
All right. So, first of all, thank you for remembering our audience that I was speaking right last week. So, and
Broken
actually,
clock is right twice a day. Is that it?
yeah, let's all 4 games. All 4 games. I was like rooting for the Rams, but I said I don't see that happening. Unfortunately, the Eagles are going to win. And then Washington, I was like, that was my upset of the weekend. Oh, no. And then the Bills, I said, is not going to be even close. And it was not close. I mean, they won by 7 at the end. But I said, I believe I said it was going to be minimum a touchdown difference. So that was a touchdown. And then the last game, Kansas City, yeah, that was an easy one, that one. But this time around, like Washington and Philadelphia. So Washington is going to win.
That's a Cowboy fan in you.
I said the Eagles last week. I believe this is the year where Daniels is going to shock the world. He's going to go to the Super Bowl, play against the Bills. We're going to talk that later. But I do believe that Daniels, there is something about this kid from the start of the season that is special. Normally you have like a slow bump in the middle of the season, which he had like 3 games, I think, and then boom, he went back right up. He's so poised. How do I say that? Poised. Mm-hmm. It's insane the way he plays like a veteran on very important drive and moment, the way he's leading the team with a brand new coach, Coach Quinn, and a brand new offensive coordinator. So they have you never hear that. Like a rookie coming in with a brand new coach and a brand new offensive coordinator going to the championship game, and they did it like convincingly. They went to Tampa, beat Tampa. When Tampa were at 6, they won 6 of the last 7 games of the season. Then they go to Detroit. Okay, they are hurt, but we said that for the last 2 months of the season, they keep winning. So they really have a recipe that works. Their defense are playing way better. Down the stretch. Now the key will be, how are they able to stop Barkley? I mean, they will not stop him because he's already, I think, at 400 yards the first 2 games rushing. But I really, really believe that Washington is going to shock the world and beat the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl. Your take?
There it is. You heard it here. Before I jump into my take, I've been high on Jaden Daniels.
You did.
I drafted him in my fantasy. He just absolutely has crushed it, exceeded expectation. The poise. It's not just the poise in terms of not panicking in the pocket. He makes good decisions with the ball, whether to run with it, where to throw it. even the throws where they're a little off, they're not off by much. In the NFL, you got small windows, and to throw in the fact that he does it, the fact that he's galvanized certainly the team, but the fan base. I mean, new owner, like you said, everything new, offense, head coach, defense, new quarterback, and they have DC humming. I think, who would you, if you had to start a team right now, this is what I wanted to do. Where is Jaden Daniels picked? You could pick any NFL quarterback to start a team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run through that a little bit, because I got a feeling he's going to end up top 10, if not top 5. But let's go through this exercise. We haven't planned for it. So let's, obviously, Mahomes has got to be up there. Josh Allen is up there. I know you don't like this player, but Lamar Jackson is.
I don't have him above him at all.
Above Jaden Daniels? Okay,
not.
so you go. So you got Mahomes, Allen, then who do you have?
I have Burrow.
Yeah.
Herbert was disappointing, like the last 2 playoff games, so I will not pick him, but he's not far behind. CJ Strauss, I want to see the 3rd season. I think he's number 4. To me, he's number 4. If I have to start, he's 23.
Yeah, right. Rookie contract, all that stuff.
I don't even think about the rookie contract. I think about pure talent. I pick him number 4.
He, over the next 3 years, is scheduled to make $6 million total.
Can you imagine what they can do in the team?
And that CBA, they can't renegotiate till he gets to his 4th year. So he's stuck. And I mean, yeah, could you imagine? Would he actually get a $50 million contract? If they had to re-sign in the offseason, if they could redo it, he probably would. I mean, just impressive. I think.
But this past, you mentioned about the decision making.
Yeah.
I remember a 4th quarter, Detroit put a little bit of pressure thanks to Gibbs. But they're still like 10 points behind. That's 3rd down, 3rd and 8 on the 45, on their own 45 yards. Jason Daniels threw a bomb on the 10-yard line on Philadelphia, across of Detroit, a cross pass on the side to McLaurin, I think it was. Literally, the McLaurin ran from left to right, full speed with a defender on him. He threw that bomb. It literally, that ball came. It cannot be a better throw.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, only the offense can get the ball.
Right.
And it's right in his hand, just on time for him to put his second leg down, second feet down, and catch that ball.
Yeah.
It was magical. I mean, I remember we were in Orlando watching the game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, this is insane what he's doing. Like, and every time there is a clutch moment, he's gonna be there. Like he
has a Hail Mary this year.
The last quarter, if Philadelphia are not up by at least 9 points, I think Washington definitely win.
I just want this on the record so that at some point we can go back and listen to this. So you would take Jaden Daniels over Dak Prescott right now?
Of course I would. I love Dak. I think Dak is worthy of what a contract, because the joint contract dictate the price. I disagree. People say, well, they should not sign him. Then woo, you know?
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm not, like I said, I think that I'm very honest based on my teams, what I feel about them. And we're going to be the next take about the Bills and the Ravens. I may infuriate some Ravens fan, but I will say what I think on that take. But for this one, that's my take. But go ahead. You still didn't give your take.
Yeah, I so wish Commanders win. But, for as much poise, we talk about poise on the field, but Jaden Daniels also has poise in the locker room. Like, he seems to hold himself well. You know who else leads really well? Is Saquon Barkley. You see him on the sideline, he's getting the team revved up. And, he's just a man on a mission. He makes it so much easier for Hurts. Hurts doesn't have to be a superstar. Hurts just doesn't have to screw up. Like, just don't mess up. Eagles O-line, D-line, I think
Strong.
their defense is better than Washington's. I think Washington had a number of things go really right for them to beat the Eagles last time. Because remember, the Eagles were up pretty big and Washington came storming back. And I just feel like you can only do that so many times, especially against a really good team. I really would love to see Commanders win, but I just got this thing playing in my head. Eagles win, and all everyone's going to be talking about is, oh, Jaden Daniels going to be here next year and for the years to come. And that narrative that we sometimes hear, when you have teams that did something amazing. I mean, just the fact that they won 4 games last year, if they did go to the Super Bowl, that would be such an awesome story. But I'm not going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with my head. And the Eagles are the better team, and I actually think they cover. I think they win by more than 6.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think they win by 10. I think a 31-21 type of deal.
You heard it first. Heard it first. I remember where I was for the game between Washington and Philadelphia. That game, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, hanging out with my buddy Sir Charles Barkley. I remember when I was literally chatting with him like for 5 minutes. That was during the break at the end of the fourth quarter, leading into the overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And Barkley came back from, so I saw him in the morning. So it's 11 a.m. that the game started in Phoenix, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I remember Charles came in at 10. I was there. So, like we chit chat. He just took his ticket. So he was going to bet on games. Then he left and he came back at the end of the Philadelphia-Washington game because he was cashing out on other bets he won.
Mm.
And then he wanted to wait and watch the end of the overtime, the end of the game in the overtime. And that's where we actually had a conversation and chat and talk about football, basketball and stuff like that. So I will not forget this time anytime soon. So it was pretty cool. So you have the Eagles winning by 10. I have the Redskins, Commanders winning by 2.
Okay. Here we go. We have that one. We shall see. I hope you're right. I really do.
Me too.
I will say one thing. There's always, it seems like a playoff team that gets bounced where the coach gets fired. If the Eagles lose to the Commanders, just knowing the whispering, like the stuff that happened earlier this year with Hurts and then Hurts and A.J. Brown and Sirianni, like, I know it seems absolutely crazy to say.
I agree.
But if they lose, I wouldn't be shocked if he got fired. Like, I wouldn't be.
No, I think so too.
So, all right. So there we have it. The next one, we were both very, very happy that the Bills beat the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Not as happy about the Chiefs beating Houston, even though we both picked the Chiefs to win. Here we go again. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. It's like this generation's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, where they're always meeting in significant playoff games. Right now, the edge has gone to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs against Josh Allen and the Bills, but the Bills have played some epic games against them. At the time of this recording, Kansas City only favored by 2, which means on a neutral field, the Bills will be favored by 1, which is kind of interesting. Chiefs at home where they're undefeated. Bills on the road where they're 5-4 on the year. What's your take? I
have the Bills. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be close. I really don't think it's going to be close. I felt the same way last week about Baltimore. Like I didn't feel it was going to be a, nail biting like kind of game. I feel the same way here. It's the game of the weekend. Everybody believes that this is the game to watch, and I think it's going to be a good one. But I don't think that the Chiefs have what it takes to go against Josh Allen and this offense. Definitely the way Cook is playing the last few weeks. He's like against the Bills, play the best football now, and I think that's what matter. I'm still not convinced by Kansas. I mean, it's stupid to say because they win every week. But again, I mean, they play against a Houston team that I was not very high on. And yeah, they won, but I was not Kelsey. That was all about Kelsey and Mahomes again. But the Bills know them very, very well, and I think that's gonna be the big difference on this game. And I have the Bills winning by 8 in Arrowhead.
Wow. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I had a before the playoffs started, I had money on the Bills to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't put a big bet, you know me, but it's in there. It's outstanding. It's still live on that one. I also put on the Packers too, just because the odds were so great. I figured, hey, what the heck?
Yeah, when the hats are great, what it means, right?
I know. Yeah, I found out. I'm not gonna go against Kansas City. It pains me. I so hope we get a Bills Commanders Super Bowl. Here's why. You kind of touched on it. We've been bashing Kansas City all year. They're 15-2. They just keep winning. They're playing at home. Kelsey, I think this is it. I think he's got this game, and assuming if they win the Super Bowl, and he's done. He's retired.
I agree with that.
He's the second all time in every receiving category to Jerry Rice in the playoffs, which is kind of shocking because there have been some wide receivers who have been on some great teams. Michael Irvin, for one. It's just goes to show Chiefs dominance. 7 straight AFC Championship games. This is going to sound really silly, but I see this game going one of two ways. I think the Chiefs either win by around a field goal to 4 points, or I think Buffalo shocks the world, or not shocks the world, but they win by a touchdown or more. I don't think Buffalo squeaks by. I think if the Chiefs get some turnovers, if they make some turnovers, I think the Bills could go on a roll. I really think they could hammer them. I don't see the Chiefs blowing out the Bills, but I do see them maybe, winning by a little bit more. Mahomes, he makes those plays. It's almost like you watch the same game. It's like Groundhog Day. He makes a crazy throw, like when he threw that touchdown pass last week. He's falling, and he throws it in. There's Kelsey wide open in the. How the heck is he wide open in the middle of the end zone? But there he was. And then Holmes has this 3rd and like 12, and he goes scrambling, and he even looks funny when he runs, and he just bloop, 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 and gets the first down. And and that was kind of like Brady. When Brady played, he wouldn't do a lot of spectacular things, but he'd throw this check down to the running back who scampers 15 yards for the first down, and he just dunk down the field, wins. Mahomes just finds a way. I hope I'm wrong. I hope but I'm going chalk. I think it's Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I don't think I will watch the Super Bowl if it's that game. Like, seriously.
Yeah. But I there's something about the Chiefs and the 3-peat. And now I'm going to make another stretch that you're probably going to vomit in your mouth about. But remember the Last Dance with the Bulls, where it was like that? And even though Mahomes is young, obviously he's got plenty.
I like Mahomes a lot.
Yeah,
so
he's got plenty of years to go.
Him.
But you got the tackle that they have, the defensive tackle. You got Kelsey. I just get this Last Dance vibe with the Chiefs, even though it's not quite the same, obviously, with what the Bulls went through. And I think if they make it to the Super Bowl, that could be the first ever NFL team to 3-peat. And I hope it doesn't happen. I would love to see the Bills get their first Super Bowl. But I'm going to go Chiefs, and I say Chiefs cover. They're -2. I say they win by more than 2.
Oh, wow. Well, we are opposite in this, so we'll see what's going to happen. I'm very confident about this one. The other one, that's more a risky move, but I'm very confident about this one. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to.
Right.
We'll see what's going to happen. I don't see the Bills losing to the Chiefs at all. But we'll see. We'll see. A word, because I got some people asking me the last couple of days about my take on the Ravens, because I was so confident that the Bills are going to win by more than 7. So a lot of people came to me and said, "You're crazy. That's the Ravens here." I'm like, no. And they laugh at me when I said the Ravens do not have a quarterback.
Go ahead. Floor's yours.
I really,
let's hear more.
I don't want to be disrespectful. Okay, like he's not a winner. For me, Jackson is not a winner. It's a guy who wins games, but he's not a winner when it matters. Tell me one game he won that mattered. That didn't happen. He's what, 2-6 in a playoff or something like that, or 3-6 or something like that. Anyway, but he doesn't win the game that he's supposed to win when it matters. Like he tried to pass. He's not a passer. I don't care if he has 4,000 yards. He's still not a passer. He's a running quarterback, and respect to that. But he tried to become or to be someone he's not. He improved on that level, but he's still nowhere near bunch of quarterback in the passing. I mean, you know me. I watch every single game of the season. Like literally, I have my 3 TVs on. Yeah. I have every game on, and I literally analyze everything. I bet on things. I mean, I love the game of football. I never understood. It's literally same style as Kobe Bryant when it comes to stat paddling for me. You know, Kobe Bryant had an average of 6 assists per game during his career. 4 of the 6 are playing in the first quarter. So he was dishing all those assists beginning of the game, and then he's like, okay, now I'm playing the next 3 quarters. I'm going to shoot the ball all the time. Yeah. Well, that's what I feel about Jackson. He's when they are so far, ahead or so far behind, which happened a few times because they lost 5 games. I think you put any other quarterback instead of Jackson, they had exact same record. Because there's no one game that is won by Jackson. The game were won by Henry, were won by their defense. And he played well a lot of game, but it's not thanks to him. And then when they need to come back or they are like 30 points behind or 25 points ahead, he start running like 80 yards, like on a rush of 80 yards, or he throws some bomb to Bateman and those are stat paddling. But I was very confident in the playoff. I had them winning the first game, but then I'm like, there's no way they beat the Bills because he's going to screw it up. And he did 2. He did a fumble and he did an interception. And in the playoff is what matters, is those little details. That's what Mahomes is not doing. He's not going to turn the ball over. All right. So, and that's what the problem was. Josh Allen had most of the time. Not anymore, or a lot less. And that's what Jackson will always be turnover prone because he tried to be someone he's not. And he's super, he's not protecting the ball when he's running. You see the fumble that he lost, like he literally have the ball and he just waver around, and then the ball is on the side, and then he fumble lost over. They scored twice on the interception and on the fumble. Yeah. That's what caused the game. But then he's at 17 out of 21 or something. So he has a very good percentage, and stat line is not bad. Right. But he did 2 mistakes that cost the game. and that's why I'm saying that. I mean, I have Allen, Burrows, I have Mahomes, I have Herbert, I have Daniels, and probably CG Strauss coming very closely.
Derek May
not yet, but I have those in front of Jackson. So that's just me. And if Baltimore fans love Jackson and wants to keep him, but I'm not saying to not keep him, because who else is like Dak Prescott? But for me, he's the problem at Baltimore. Replace him, they lose 5 games. You put Darnold. You put Darnold. You put Darnold in that team, they lose 5 games, maybe even less. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. I don't believe he's phenomenal, but it's just me.
And yet, with the media hype, he's probably going to get his third MVP.
He's going to third MVP, but MVP and MVP, that's a joke. Like it's a joke. He should have got 1 MVP so far, and he has 2, which is already. He will get 3 probably. Yeah. He may be the best player of the season. When he comes, not the player of the season. I would argue that, but I can see the reason why people see him as a best player. But MVP is not the best player. MVP is the most valuable. Right. You put any other quarterback any other quarterback, like Lawrence, like any Dak Prescott, you get any quarterback instead of him, they don't lose more than 5 games because of their team around.
Right.
They're so strong team, such a strong defense and offense. And no, that's not the most valuable. Like for me, Josh Allen, Burrows, and the running back Barkley, they should have a lot more vote than Jackson, but it's not going to be the case.
Yeah, no, that hype machine's been really coming on the last couple of weeks for him. So I think it looked like Allen was going to do it, and then it just got so much the last few weeks on the hype that I don't think it's going to. Well, these sports guys,
Stats. They look at stats. They don't look at the game.
Right.
How do they get those stats?
Right.
Garbage time.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there you go. So whoever was wondering about Nick's take, you now know it very crystal clear what he feels about Lamar Jackson. So yeah, I guess you won't be getting any.
Great guy. I loved at the end, the reaction he had with Josh Allen. Respect to him, he's a good guy. I don't have anything personal against him. I just that's my take.
Yeah. No, there you go. You heard it here. So you have Commanders and Bills. And I went chalk. I went Eagles and KC. We shall see. We should probably throw that up on the site just for giggles, since it's not really an upset pick. Although, well, yours are actually both of yours are the upset pick.
Yep,
because they're both underdogs. So there you go. All right, winners. So there you have it. So thanks again to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow, and tell your friends about Two for the Win. And if you have any topics or questions or quotes or stats you want to throw our way, please send us an email at twoforthewinpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll give you a shout out on the air. So thanks again, and we will see you next Friday for the next Fanatic Friday. See who's going to the Super Bowl. Enjoy, winners.
Bye, winners.